Do we want intro music?
I can't even remember how the song went.
I can, after listening to it about 30 times. It's something like da 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 da, the top chat with Joe and
Right.
Are you doing it again?
No,
Oh no, that's
it.
that. Alright. Okay, well this is episode 2. Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode. We're actually doing another one of Top Chat. You know what I nearly said then was Riot Act, because I listened to it so much.
Okay.
But no, this isn't that. This is Top Chat. This week we're going to be talking about our predictions for next generation console. I feel like I should probably introduce us, because this might be some people's... Hi, I'm Matt, and that is...
Joe. Alright, mate. How's it going?
Is that going to be the running thing?
That's my
go,
thing. Alright,
Joe,
mate.
Alright, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's us.
Go over it.
Hi, if you're new. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, this is going to be the prediction episode. We had our first hot take last week, didn't we? I can't actually remember what it was now.
I can't remember the hot take. This feels like a long time ago.
It really did. Well, it's been...
Well, now we've shot up into the stratosphere with our 23 views.
At the time of recording.
On our first YouTube video. We are trying to get it up on iTunes and
I thought I'd
Spotify.
resubmitted it, but I've not had anything from the... I'm going to look into it. Anyway, yeah, if you've returned, thanks very much. If you're new, stick around, because this is the worst, best podcast you've ever heard. Kick things off with the usual, shall we? What have you been playing? The usual?
Well,
he says.
actually,
it's only episode 2. The usual.
Actually,
what have you been playing?
So last week
okay.
we did
here we
our
go.
top 10 video games, our personal ones.
Yes.
Mine
was better.
Well, that's debatable. Well, anyway, so we had one crazy listener, otherwise known as my brother. He actually made his own list, which I am going to quickly read out.
Read it out, and then I'll sort of...
Yeah.
I'll rate it as we go.
I think... Well, I don't think you'll like it.
No? He plays a lot of the same games as me.
Well, here's number 10. Alright, let's just go down.
Yep.
Here's number 10, FIFA 2004.
Doesn't count.
9, Fable 2. 2 of my shout-outs so far.
Okay, yeah.
Number 8, Mafia 2.
Never played it.
7, the first of 3 Elder Scrolls games on this list. Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
You can't just have 3, Seb.
Well, it's how he wants to do his list.
Well, no, this is null and void, but carry on.
6 is Borderlands 2, which is a game that makes me feel ill.
I've always wanted to... I like cel-shaded graphics.
It just makes me feel ill. And do you know what? They've released the VR version, which would make me feel horrendously... I thought I was going to be one of these people who, when I put it on VR, that I'd be absolutely fine. I don't get seasick, I don't get car sick, I don't get travel sick.
Yeah.
But I played like the Gran Turismo demo or something, and I was almost vomiting.
Well,
I was shaking. It was...
No spoilers, but we'll be talking about VR later on. So save that for now. Can it, but carry on.
Number 5, Crusader Kings, which is some nerdy PC game, because he's a big old nerd.
A sweat.
Number 4, Bioshock Infinite.
Good lad.
Number 3, Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
Number 2, Elder Scrolls Morrowind, which everyone loves, but it's just...
And at number 1, Elder Scrolls Skyrim?
It is indeed, because he's bought that game about 8 times and spent ridiculous amounts of money on it.
Well,
yeah,
thanks.
I just thought I'd give Seb a little shout out. He enjoyed the episode, so...
Well, it's very kind, Seb. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, so now
your top 10's crap.
Go to what we've been playing, I guess.
Apart from Bioshock. But yeah, I mean, mine's pointless. I've been playing Odyssey.
Well, I've been playing...
Horizon
Zero Dawn again.
Good.
Actually, I've got some thoughts on it.
You've got... what was that? Was that your laptop?
That was my laptop running out of battery. So,
very professional, aren't we? Sorry, go on. Thoughts on Horizon?
Yeah, so...
I don't like the HUD, but you do your thoughts.
I'm enjoying it.
It's too much.
I'm enjoying it.
But yeah, go on.
It's so similar to Far Cry games, like how you have to go out hunting like the animals to then increase like your inventory and stuff like that. It's got that similar gameplay loop where you've got to go take over different bases and things like that, and then each
bandit camps.
Yeah, exactly, things like that.
That old trope.
It's got some weird like free running elements, like climbing elements, which are kind of trying to be Assassin's Creed-ish, but it's just sort of like holding a stick and you're just going up. There's no challenge to it.
That is literally what Assassin's Creed is.
Well, yeah.
Holding R2.
But the bow and arrow
buttons.
Is so satisfying. Like killing these machines, like because they've all got little parts that you can take off, and each part of their body has got weaknesses. So you've got like fire arrows and like certain parts on a robot dinosaur can...
Remember the names, yeah?
The machines are called.
The machine... Are they? Are they just called the machines?
Well, there's names for each type of machine.
Do you rage against the machines?
Anyway, you can, like, parts, like, fall off, and it's really satisfying to
Well, having watched
play the game.
Having watched you play it for about 15, 20 minutes the other night, it does look like something I would enjoy.
But you just don't like playing anything that's not Assassin's Creed.
At the moment, no. But also, I don't like how busy the HUD is. Generally speaking, I don't like games with a busy HUD. It's too much, it's overwhelming.
It's definitely not the busiest HUD I've seen.
No, but I imagine
there's quite a bit going on.
I've just completely punched the microphone. Sorry about that, everyone.
And then there's also I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey's got the same thing where you've got damage numbers coming off.
Yes,
like
proper
people.
RPG style.
Yeah, exactly. So it's got that kind of thing going on.
So those are your thoughts. Still enjoying it though.
I think the story is like what's keeping me in this game. Like I do like it. I don't think it would be one of my top 10 if I completed it.
You said the other day that you thought it might be.
I thought it might be, but it's you know,
is it wearing off?
They get a bit repetitive.
Yeah,
I think
understood.
They're obviously doing a sequel for this, so whatever that's going to be.
Horizon 1 Dawn.
Yeah,
that was my favourite pun of last week.
Wow. We obviously didn't do very well.
We did do some very good puns.
Yeah, so the sequel, I've got a feeling the sequel is going to be like twice as good.
Do you
it's
reckon,
like the Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2, Uncharted to Uncharted 2. Like they know what works now and what doesn't.
It's like, you know, in music they say the difficult second album. It's like games are the opposite.
Yeah.
It's like okay, we've established the idea, now we need to refine it.
Yeah.
Like player feedback is a brilliant thing. It's like the anti-difficult second album.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's good. I've just remembered that I would like to... That doesn't make sense. But I'm going to apologise for... last week, I dropped the C-bomb about 4 times. And I remember one of them because I called Sean Murray a shit.
Oh, Sean Murray.
Yeah. I think my quote was, shit game made by shit cunts.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. But, I mean, I've just dropped it again. We are going to swear and stuff, but yeah, I didn't realise I said it so much, and I'm very sorry. Jess. That's basically the only...
well, we're English, and basically how we describe things is using, like, the word fuck. Is like, the thing is, like, fucking really good, and...
It's fucking great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or it's shit, or it's the shit.
It has a purpose, doesn't it? It's not just there because we think we're cool.
We are
even
cool,
though, I was going to say,
we are solid.
We're solid. Interesting choice. So that's what we've been playing this week. We're going to move on now.
Well...
Are we? Oh, sorry.
1 second.
Okay.
So I've played/watched Bandersnatch this week.
Yes. Likewise. Well, I watched it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Quite interesting. I didn't know how I felt about it. I went really dark during that. Like, I chose, like, the darkest moments. Like, I'm not going to spoil it, but...
Well, there's like 14 endings, so...
Yeah, but I feel like they're all
if you've not watched Bandersnatch, skip forward about, I don't know, 5 minutes.
Yeah, I am interested. I want to go back to it because I thought I don't know. I thought that I was on like a path, like it was leading me down a path that I just had to go on. I didn't really see the permutations yet, so I want to go back and like.
Good word.
Thanks. I know England well.
Good England.
Oh, you've thrown me.
Sorry.
So I want to just go down
the
and
permutations.
follow like a completely different path and see where that goes. See how different the endings actually are.
How many different ones did you see, or did you just do a one and done?
I couldn't really tell if what counts as an ending or not, because there were times where I got to like a finishing point and then it takes you back.
Well, I think there are 4 like quote unquote endings because
which, like,
it's the reviewer
kind of thing.
Yeah, but you know the kid that reviews video games, and he's like, "Wow, it was a bit of a mess this one," and whatever. I think he has 4 different possible outcomes. So there's it was terrible. I think there's 2 for it was average, and then there's one where it's like this game is amazing. But I think in the this game is amazing one, you kill your dad.
Spoilers.
Well, I did tell you to skip. Sorry, but. Did you do the crazy fight scene with the
therapist? Yeah.
Yeah. I need to stop clicking. That was
funny.
That was brilliant. I think my favourite part of that entire episode is there's the option when your dad takes you to see the therapist. When he says to you, "Oh, we're going to the pub for lunch," and then he takes you to the therapist, but you can leave and follow is it Colin? Will Poulter's character.
The eyebrows guy.
Yeah, eyebrows kid. Will
Yeah.
Poulter,
He's-
who, for my money, is a very good actor.
He is a very good actor.
Everyone just calls him
I don't-
eyebrows guy.
The script is very strange of him. Like, it's I don't know. I really like him as an actor, but I didn't like him in that because he was supposed to be playing this really cool, aloof kind of guy, but it just came off as like really cringy. Like, I don't know, like master coder. You know.
I think he played it really well because he had this kind of
he
human.
played it well, but I mean, like I just don't think the script for him was very good. But I am excited for
Bandersnatch
Black
2.
Mirror.
Oh, the new Black Mirror.
because I do like the way that Netflix are sort of doing this thing. Because I actually noticed that Minecraft Story Mode is on Netflix.
So
which
is Red
is
vs
really
Blue.
cool. But yeah, Minecraft Story Mode's a game.
Oh,
Like,
I see what you mean.
It's a Telltale one.
Didn't. Oh, okay.
It's like literally a
It's on
Telltale game on
Netflix?
Netflix. It's in the kids section, I think. But it's just
That's
interesting.
mad. I didn't know that.
So crossing industries. And anyway, one more thing for this week.
Well, no, I'm not done on Bandersnatch. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, everyone. I said 5 minutes and it's been about 4.5. So did you fail straight away? You know the bit when it's like, what do you say? Come and work here. And you have the option of yes or
Yeah,
no.
I did that.
You obviously click yes because you want him to do it. But then Will Poulter touched on the shoulder. He's like, sorry, mate, wrong answer. And then, yeah. And did you do the scene on the balcony?
Yes.
One of us is going to jump.
Yeah.
Did you do both, or did you just do him?
No, I just did him. Because
Oh,
I didn't get to go back. If you do him, do
oh,
you
for
need to,
God's sake! So we've just paused and resumed because Joe's laptop kept going along, as you probably just heard. I can't remember what I was talking about, but yeah, Bandersnatch is really good. I think. Would you agree with that? I really liked it. Anyway,
I liked it.
Good.
I like it's more of like a proof of concept. Like, I'm excited to
Well, maybe linking what we were saying earlier, if he does do a second one,
Yeah.
maybe it'll be better.
Yeah.
It obviously is not going to be, a kid designing video game.
I also
Anyway.
really enjoyed like the 80s video game aesthetic.
Oh,
and then-
Charlie Brooker is so good at like nailing eras.
Yeah. Like
So good at that.
San Junipero.
San Juniper, yeah.
That's a
Everyone's
very-
favourite episode.
on it.
But yeah, Bandersnatch is great. If you've not watched it, I'd recommend it. I think you would too.
do
Okay.
it.
And your final
My
and
final thing.
and finally.
And finally, August Burns Red have given up
Sorry.
on Christmas covers.
This isn't a music podcast.
I know, not yet. Anyway,
Just because
but-
I nearly said Riot Act earlier.
no. So this is a metalcore band from the States.
Would you call them metalcore?
Let's not get into that.
We haven't got long.
We're not a music podcast yet. They've done a cover.
It's not like
of,
yet. We might branch out eventually. That's what we mean, by the way.
We're
But carry
metal
on.
fans, which I think it's synonymous with gaming. I think metal fans, little bit.
Electro. I think
Yeah,
gamers like
well,
not dance, but
that as well. But sort of metal's a bit outcast kind
Yeah.
of music.
Yeah, no,
gaming's
I agree.
In
I agree to a
general
point.
is sort of yeah.
But anyway,
Anyway,
August
they
Burns
did
Red.
a cover of the Legend of Zelda theme tune.
Oh, okay, so it is linked.
It is linked.
It is good.
It is linked.
It is linked. What? Oh, Link.
Link.
Oh, yeah.
God, that was amazing.
Sorry, your face. If only we were video record. I was so lost. Sorry. So they recorded a
They recorded
Zelda.
a cover of the Legend of Zelda theme tune.
Okay.
Very good, very enjoyable. But I did actually put a twit.
I twitted
I twitted on the Twitters.
on Twitter.
On our Twitter. Top
sound like I
Chat
said
Podcast 1.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
follow
how to get-
at Top Chat Podcast
So
number
I
1.
tweeted out some ideas that I had
Okay.
for a Video Games Goes Punk album.
Oh, for God's
Like
sake.
Pop Goes Punk, which is
Fearless
metal bands
Records.
doing
Non-punk bands doing
no punk bands really.
pop songs.
Normally just
They're
like
never punk
Forever
bands.
the
They weren't
shittest
punk.
kids. Like
Anyway,
anyway,
their cover
so
of
my
We
two
Found Love.
ideas: the Tetris theme tune and Shikari. Bit obvious one. Shikari are very
Yeah, okay.
like that.
Ding, 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 ding.
And
yeah.
the Halo theme tune. By Parkway Drive.
Ooh.
Do you know like Home is for the Heartless? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
If home is where the heart is.
Anyway, so that was my ideas. If anyone wants to give us your ideas, doesn't have to be like a metal band or anything. But
Yeah, just an
give us a
artist
shout
covering
on
a.
Twitter.
I like that. I'd like to see someone like Lana Del Rey cover the GLaDOS theme. Make it really like ethereal and like, now I only want you.
Is she the one who did that song Video Games?
She did, and I didn't even realise that when I said it.
Wow, this is just full of
This
links.
is the best podcast ever.
Why have we only got 23 views?
23?
This one's going to smash 25, I reckon.
I was going
Quarter
to
of a
say
century.
quarter of a century.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh yeah, of course. I've got really confused then. I thought a century was 10 years, so that's a decade.
It is.
Let's move on. Are we doing the news?
Yeah.
So we're going to call our news segment "What's Occurring," because we're massive Gavin and Stacey fans, among everything we've just been talking about, really.
Yeah.
So this week Joe's going to read it because it's on his laptop that kept beeping, and we have differing ideas on how the news should be read. So this week you do yours. How about next week I'll do mine?
We'll see.
And then we'll let our millions of fans decide.
My problem is I know in my head this is going to go amazingly.
The one problem.
I can't speak. I don't know how to talk
this is going to be
words.
so good. You're just going to cock this up
Okay.
instantly. Right, here we go.
Right,
And
we got...
can I segue it?
Sure.
Oh, what's occurring? What's occurring? Tell the people.
We 3 news items this
3?
week. Well, there is obviously more than 3 bits of news.
These are the big ones.
These are what sort of interests us and we
Yes.
can talk about.
Yes.
Bungie splits with Activision, but keeps Destiny.
Ooh.
I'm sure no one's heard this story.
No, this hasn't
So
been
this
everywhere.
is from the king of video game journalism, Jason Schreier at Kotaku.
Is Kotaku the king?
No, not Kotaku, Jason Schreier.
I see, sorry.
He's extremely good. He's the only proper journalist within video games.
Okay.
No, I'm not really... I'm just like shitting on everyone.
Oh, yeah, there's our embedded on IGN
No,
gone
but
out the window.
He's always the ones with the scoops. Anyway.
Okay, maybe he'll embed us in it.
Oh no, I've
So,
lost the page.
You've lost it. Bungie splits with Activision but keeps Destiny.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Ready for
Here
a
we
shit
go.
show. Developer Bungie and publisher Activision are splitting up. An industry-shaking divorce that will see the shared world shooter series Destiny enter fully into Bungie's control. Quote, "We have enjoyed a successful 8-year run and would like to thank Activision for their partnership on Destiny," Bungie said in a blog post today. "Looking ahead, we're excited to announce plans for Activision to transfer publishing rights for Destiny to Bungie. With our remarkable Destiny community, we are ready to publish on our own, while Activision will increase their focus on owned IP projects." That went alright.
I'm going to just clap in the distance. I mean, I still think the way of not reading it like an actual news article is probably nicer for people to listen to.
Well, I'm just
However,
giving some context.
So, should we discuss the story?
Yeah, you tell me your thoughts. 'Cause
well,
what
as
does
an-
this mean to the Destiny community?
I don't know. I'm not part of it anymore, sadly. I've seen a couple of things. Like, basically, this is going to be the second mention in 2 weeks for Datto, which is really weird because he's not like a massively... I think he's got about 1 million subscribers, but he's very much a Destiny YouTuber. So, yeah, I don't really know why he's getting all the shout-outs. But basically, he's the only one that I still watch. Just because he's very insightful, he's very intelligent, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he has been saying, and I agree, that this isn't going to change that much. Because basically, people's biggest gripe with Destiny and Activision, like their interference, was the microtransactions. And there was a thing called the Eververse store, which was included in, I think, the second year of Destiny 1, where you could buy just emotes and ships. Basically, I can't remember what the term is, but it's like games that don't affect your actual like stats. Like, they don't imbalance the game. It's not pay to win. There
It's
we go.
like cosmetic, kind of.
Just poked your leg, sorry. Yeah, cosmetics, that's all it was. And everyone hated that, and it was this thing called Festival of the Lost, and it became called Festival of the Cost, because people love to meme. But it was Bungie's idea, and people don't realise that. Like, Eververse Store was Bungie's idea, it wasn't Activision's. Yes, Activision are known for microtransactions being, like, their kind of brainchild? Is that a thing? I feel like that's a thing.
I mean, they're like a pioneer of
Of
acts.
microtransactions. But in terms of the actual core Destiny experience, is it going to change that much? No. And I can't see it changing.
And Bungie have got so much money at this point that they're just going
They're
to self-publish. Like, this isn't moving anywhere.
This is not a bump in the
Like,
road.
I've heard some people on like the gaming sphere predict that maybe Xbox, because they're buying up loads of studios at the moment, predict that they'll buy back Bungie. So they used to own them back when
yes, they did.
Halo was coming out, but then they split in about 2008 after Halo 3 or Halo 3 ODST or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So I think not much is going to change. This might affect the sort of whatever deal PlayStation have with Destiny. I can see that happening, shifting a bit, because Destiny's always on PlayStation's E3 stage, and I just feel
it's
like
because they have DLCs PlayStation first for about
exactly
2 months.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I feel like that might change, but
more on this later. Again,
in the long run,
a bit more foreshadowing, because again we're going to talk about predictions later, and that's.
I think it does mean Destiny 3 is a while away.
No, disagree. Because I think it's been in development at least a year.
Was Destiny 2 last year?
Destiny 2 was, yes, November 2017. So
it should be this year, right? November 2019.
No, it'd be 2020.
Isn't it every 2 years?
No, 3.
Okay.
2014 was Destiny 1.
That changes things.
Yes, it does.
Okay, anyway.
And also Destiny 2 was in development pretty much as soon as Destiny 1 launched, which is a surprising thing because how shit Destiny 2 was. Also, I don't think this is... Final point on this. It's not going to suddenly make Destiny 2 the game that we all want it to be. It's not going to happen. It's not like, oh, Activision have gone, hooray, Destiny's going to be amazing again. It doesn't work like that. It's not going to change.
It does seem that everyone's sort of cheering this.
As if it's some massive success. Nothing is actually going to happen.
Basically, what it means is that it hasn't actually done very well.
It's like Brexit.
Well, I guess so.
Let's not go down that path.
But what it means is Destiny 2 hasn't done very well. Otherwise, Activision would keep hold of it.
Yeah, they did say that Forsaken sold far less than they expected it to.
Activision are cutting anything at the moment.
And it was the PlayStation Plus game for July or September or something.
So anyway, let's wait with bated breath.
Item number 2 on your news agenda.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yet another video game streaming service is coming. This is by Eddie McCooch. That's probably not how you say that at
Let's have a look. Oh, no, that probably isn't how you say that, but carry on regardless.
It appears the next big battleground for gaming might be in the streaming world. Yet another major company, Verizon, which is an American
they're one
phone network.
They're basically BT, but in the States.
I don't know how to say that. Yeah, so Verizon is reportedly launching a game streaming service of its own to presumably compete against what could be similar offerings from companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Sony, Electronic Arts, and others. According to The Verge, Verizon is launching a game streaming service called Verizon Gaming. That must have taken a long time.
Imagine being in that meeting.
Yeah, just reminds me of that meme, like someone getting kicked out the window for just coming up with a good name. The platform is reportedly already being alpha tested with the Nvidia Shield device. In future, it will be rolled out for Android smartphones. This is why I thought this was interesting.
Okay.
According to the report, it will support an Xbox One controller paired wirelessly with the Shield or Android device.
I'm probably wrong about this, but I think it's going to be Android devices because I think AT&T have some sort of deal with Apple, and they're the two big service providers in America. Yeah. But I don't really have many thoughts on this other than the fact that it's got a hell of a job to beat Twitch. Realistically,
this is you've completely misunderstood.
You said it was a gaming streaming thing.
Yeah, game streaming.
Oh, as in you don't.
As in
you play it off a server.
Yeah, like PlayStation Now.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever tried PlayStation Now?
Yeah, it didn't work for me really well. Well, some games did, but there was if I was playing something sort of Twitch-based shootery, you could notice the lag. But I wasn't playing on great internet. But I think this is the future. Once we finally
I totally just misunderstood.
Once we finally sort of get the infrastructure sorted out, it will all be pretty good.
It seems like the sort of thing for me where I'm going to refuse to try it for ages and ages and ages, and then as soon as I do, I will never go back to the old ways.
Well,
and that kind of scares me.
Well, the thing is that everyone's sort of... This is going to be £15 a month, like a Netflix, and then you play unlimited games. I think that's what it is on PlayStation now, £15 a month.
Yeah, something like that.
But everyone needs good internet first, basically.
You need great internet and you need a wealth of games.
Yes, but it's just interesting that everyone seems to be entering this space. Maybe they know something that we don't, but obviously PlayStation have got it already. Amazon, I think, announced it recently, and then Google had this streaming of Assassin's Creed Odyssey just to the Chrome browser.
Jesus.
And obviously you need good internet again.
And a boss PC.
Yeah, so anyway, that could come up later on.
I would say
next gen predictions.
Oh, okay. Well, market trends would indicate that this will be a big thing because you think Spotify I mean, HMV's just gone into administration
Exactly. No
for the
one
second time.
buys
No one buys
things.
anything.
Everyone just buys subscriptions now.
I would say this might be a bit controversial, but I'd say it's sadder in the case of music because there's less of like a battleground, if you like. Because indie games are almost as cherished as big AAA games, whereas little struggling bands are not as,
Well, maybe
exposed.
if someone supported physical music, Matthew.
Why? Because I don't buy vinyls, but I buy a T-shirt at pretty much every gig I go to. I've been to over 1,000 gigs in my life.
Not a music podcast.
Not a music podcast. Sorry,
so
everyone.
let's carry on.
Yeah, nothing more to say about that, really.
Okay. The last
Of
item.
us? Oh, sorry.
This is all going to sort of come back to the PS5 predictions and
Okay.
stuff. PS4's second cross-platform play game is Rocket League, and this is by Jesse Wade at IGN.
Thanks, Jesse.
Well done, Jesse. Doing a great
Good
job.
lad. Or
Could be a
girl.
woman.
Isn't that weird? I instantly presumed it was a man.
That is weird, because you would normally go for female with Jesse.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah.
developer Psyonix announced Monday on the play.
London.
I was doing so well.
So you were doing very well.
Announced
Sorry.
Monday on the PlayStation blog that Rocket League now has full cross-platform play. Rocket League players can now matchmake with or against one another in all online matches on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PC.
Ooh.
Rocket League is the second game to be part of the PlayStation
And what was the
cross-play
first
beta
one?
program, as Fortnite was available for cross-platform play in September. Controversy began last summer when PlayStation was the only platform that would not allow cross-platform play for Fortnite users. Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida
It's easy for you to
commented
say.
that on cross-platform play, our way of thinking is always that PlayStation is the best place to play, which spiked backlash from PlayStation users. I made it through.
Was that it?
That is it.
Oh,
So-
you ended as if you were going to say more.
I was just excited to finish because that was so much pressure.
Yeah, because if you write things, it's harder to read
No,
off of a script
yeah,
than it is to just make
Everyone's
shit
going to
up.
appreciate the context that
I
I've
don't
just
think.
given there.
Right, sorry. You can give context.
This is
This
interesting.
is quite. I'd say this is quite big news.
Well, I think it was always going to be Rocket League next. Like, it's
I
probably the second.
Would have predicted Call of Duty.
Well, maybe, but I don't know. I feel like this is still a beta, so
Yeah.
Rocket League. Do you know what? Rocket League was cross-platform for like a few hours, a few years ago or something.
it?
Basically all you need to do is like flick a switch, basically, and it becomes crossplay. And someone accidentally did that, or maybe like accidentally, like, look, we can actually do it.
Yeah.
And then like it quickly got shut down. So it was obvious that this one was coming, and like.
But Rocket League, you've been able to play against PC players. For
Yeah, exactly.
ages.
Rocket League was sort of pioneering this.
Wow.
But but
Yeah,
PC
I
is
guess
just sort of
kind of.
different, isn't it? It's consoles versus PC sort of thing. Like, not
Yeah.
versus, but
well,
they're not competing, No,
No, they're not. They're not at all.
like, PS4 isn't against PC.
No.
And all Xbox games are on PC. PlayStation Now is on
Excuse
PC.
Is
So,
it?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know that. So much for PlayStation being the best place to play.
Well, yeah.
I nearly cocked that up.
Anyway,
The PlayStation.
this is going to come back in our predictions as well.
It is.
Which I
Well,
think it's time for.
It is time for. I was just going to say as a short one, to be honest, at the start, that I feel like crossplay is going to be a standard feature.
Okay.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
It
But
just makes
PlayStation
sense.
are just. They're sometimes in
Yeah,
their own
but-
little world.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just.
Well, let's get into it and we'll see what I've got to say about it.
All right. Well, that was just a little throwaway one that I had because I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it's inevitable, but I can't really explain why. And it's not as if I want it to happen.
I don't really care. I don't.
No,
play
I
online.
don't care. I don't know
literally-
anyone with an Xbox other than my cousins, and I don't want to play Rainbow Six Siege. So
Exactly. Like, I'm not interested in.
no.
It's not really something that interests me, and I know people really want it. But it's one of those things. It's like
Yeah.
why. I can understand why like PlayStation would want to have it. Like one of the reasons
Why they would want to have it.
No, why they wouldn't want it
Wouldn't,
to happen.
sorry.
Like, say if all your group of friends has an Xbox, PlayStation, you've got an Xbox, then
You're inclined to buy a PlayStation.
yeah. But now it's sort of like there's no point. It lessens the point. If you're only going to be playing online games like Call of Duty and not looking for exclusives, then it sort of lessens the
Yeah.
drive to get a PS4 to play with your friends.
It does, but then it will also mean that Sony and Microsoft are going to have to make the best machines they can possibly make. because you will then just go for whichever is better.
Yeah.
And at the moment, the two are very similar, like extremely similar in terms of spec. So it could be good for the consumer in the sense that they will now make brilliant, like genuinely amazing machines. But
yeah, we'll see.
Again, we'll kind of get into that. Well, I've got a few points. You've presumably got more than I have, but
I've got 5 or 6.
You got 5. Would you want to just kick off with one now then?
Yeah.
Or have you had enough talking since your bulletin?
Well, yeah, you kick off.
All right, I'll kick off.
Let's hear your voice
well,
for a bit.
Let's hear my voice.
My monotone drone has gone off.
We're both slightly nasally as well, so sorry about that. Saying that half an hour in.
Oh, I'm very ill and hungover.
No, it's fine.
I had my Christmas party in the middle of January. My Christmas party at work. Employee of the year, by the way. Just I needed to get that out there. I've got a little trophy.
Yes, I'm sure everyone's thrilled for you. So my one, I kind of have mentioned. I mean, I've mentioned it to you a couple of times. I think I said it last week. I feel like portability is going to be a factor in maybe Sony more than Microsoft. So PlayStation more than Xbox. Again, I said, I touched on this last week because of the Japanese market and they're constantly mobile and blah, 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 blah. But I feel like Sony especially will be massively missing a trick if they don't allow for some sort of gaming on the go. And I don't just mean, they're going to make another Vita. I mean the option of I'm playing, let's just say, for example, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and then on my commute to work tomorrow, I want to be able to resume what I was playing on my PS4 or PS5 on a smaller device with a smaller controller. I haven't thought of. I've not thought of anything in my head.
PlayStation Vita. That was like the sort of idea when they announced it. It never worked.
Maybe now they'll realise it.
Yeah, it never really worked. But then like Switch is like the older brother of Vita, essentially. That is exactly. It hasn't got the power of the PlayStation 5. No. That's what I'd worry about with something like that, though. Because you're going to have to make something that's like...
Yeah, but I mean, the Switch
can run Skyrim. Because the PlayStation 5 is going to be the most powerful console ever. Yeah, Skyrim was out 2011, though.
Yeah, but still, it's a massive game. Yeah, but massive map.
I think, like, the PlayStation 5 is going to be the most powerful console ever.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the Xbox Next Box.
Next Box. Is that what we're christening it?
Dabs.
Next Box.
So, like, it's going to be... an insanely expensive piece of kit to be able to like just completely take that on the go.
Definitely. But I don't know. I don't know if that's a want more than a prediction.
See, I had one crazy prediction.
Crazy.
Like, just to
you're spitballing now.
Really you throw a curveball in here.
Putting the cat amongst the pigeons.
My prediction was the Vita 2. Or PSP 2, as I actually think it would.
PSP 2? Yeah, that would make more sense.
I think they're going to kick the Vita product. I mean, they've handled that thing appallingly, and it's dying a shocking death. As it's just...
it was dying a death as soon as it was born.
It's such a good console, though. You know what? They've just started releasing, right? They're killing the Vita physical games. So all the cartridges, which are proprietary software, like their own thing. So it's really stupid and expensive to make one of these things. But I think it's limited run games who do physical copies of like sort of little indies and stuff.
Okay.
They wanted to get their order in for the last year of physical games. They wanted to get their cards ready to have like the software on it.
There's another laptop beat. Yep.
But Sony didn't have enough.
They didn't have enough?
They didn't have enough. They were like, oh, sorry, we can't do that. We haven't got enough of these little things. Not to mention the horrendous proprietary memory cards as well. So you can't just use a SanDisk.
Vita has memory cards?
Yeah, little ones like a SanDisk one.
Oh wait, that's not that out there. I don't know why I was so shocked by that. That seems obvious now I think about it.
But then like a Switch has SanDisk. Like you can use any like micro
Can you? Okay.
little thing with it. But yeah,
64 gig.
I do think PSP 2 will be announced like to come out when the PS5
I was going to say, as a counterpart
out.
Or as a separate console?
As a counterpart.
Okay, so we're along the same lines.
But not like you can take your game on the go. It's going to have like the same sort of...
Yeah, but how good would that be?
It would be amazing. But that's why they got a Switch. And I'm fine with what the game Switch has.
Yeah.
But anyway, the problem with the Vita was it came out halfway through PlayStation 3's cycle. So it had some weird connectivity with PlayStation 3 and then weird connectivity with PlayStation 4 because it was at different times Sony made these things.
Yeah.
And I think if they release it at the same time,
You need a bit
and
of
like the
consistency.
same, like consistent, like UI, things like that, like the same store, I think it could work.
What's the interface on a Vita? Is it like the old PS3 XMB?
No, it's like little bubbles. It's kind of like trying to be like a
Bubbles?
smartphone kind of thing.
Oh.
Little bubbles, but like the
Oh,
PSP
yeah, I've seen it.
was the cross media bar,
Yeah, it was like PS3.
and PSP was like.
I think PSP
celebrated,
had it before PS3 though, because wasn't PSP released?
possibly.
I'm going to quickly look that up because I feel like that's the case.
I can't quite remember.
I seem to have.
I mean, that UI was trash anyway.
You don't like the XMB?
No.
It's basically what we have now,
Yeah,
but
what
just
we
with
have now is
smaller
so much better.
icons.
I love icons. I love pictures. I
Oh,
can't be dealing
icons.
with reading.
I'm gonna. Hopefully the typing can't be heard, but I'm just gonna look into that because I have this
I
feeling
think
in
PSP
my head.
was 2005.
The
and
PSP
PS3 was 2007.
launched in 2005, correct? And
PS3 was 2007.
let's find out. PS3 was 2006.
2006.
Oh no, that's Japan. Oh wait, no, both 2006. Okay. Yeah, I have. So I was right. I have this
Yeah.
memory in my head of booting up my PSP for the first time and being like, oh my god, this looks amazing. Like it looks so different to the PS2 like start game or system config, and then no other options.
Yeah.
That like noise. Oh,
Yeah.
what
I
a
love
great
it.
noise.
I remember the first time I tried to put a PSP game in. You know, it was in that weird little
You had to
plastic
put it in
case.
upside. Did you take the disc
I
out
tried
of the
to take
case?
the disc
Oh
out.
my
I thought it was
god!
just a case. I didn't destroy it. But
Thankfully.
Yeah. So anyway, PSP 2. I
Okay.
reckon they've learned from their mistakes. They need R2 and L2. No
Yeah,
back
they
touchpad on the
really
Vita. That
do.
was appalling. They did great having the 2 analog sticks because that little nib on the PSP was shocking.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
But I think Sony are
It
sort
dented
of
your
crazy
thumb.
enough to like do another one. The PSP,
Yeah.
PS Vita, sorry, didn't sell well
No.
at all. But the attachment rate for games to Vita owners is insane. I think it's something like 10 games per owner.
Really?
That's a really. I've just pulled that out of my ass, but still, because it's on PlayStation Plus
I
as
got
well.
a theory for that, but yeah,
It's on
that's
PlayStation
true,
Plus, the
yeah.
games. But my main reason for thinking this is that Sony seems to have like sort of 3 pillars
Okay.
of games. So PS5, once they sort of like get rid of PS4 era, so then they have PS5, PSP2, PSVR.
Yeah.
And that's 3 like sort of pillars to stand on, and I reckon they'll do it. I reckon they're crazy enough. Crazy.
Crazy. That was odd. Crazy enough to have like all 3 going at once.
Yes.
I think just to touch on that PS Vita attachment games, whatever that thing was called, I think people probably bought a lot of Vita games because they wanted to feel like I've bought this console, I may as well freaking use
The games
it.
are really good though. Like
I'm sure they are good, but it's like
they did a Killzone, like 'cause it was supposed to be
yeah,
like console gaming on the go. That was their idea. It's basically turned into like an indie machine, which
Yes.
has
not a
got
bad
its
thing.
fans.
Yeah, not a bad thing at all.
But it's supposed to be like, look, we've got Uncharted on here and we've got Killzone, and those games are awesome as
Yes.
like mobile games, and like considering like any game you used to play on the PSP, like any kind of like console experience game, you had to like turn with circle, X, triangle, and square
Yeah,
because you
did.
didn't have a second analog stick, and it just fucked everything up.
Yeah, PSP was.
Anyway, enough about
Not a
handheld.
great
'Cause
console.
that's not really what the predictions episode is about.
Well, that was kind
okay,
of
you
my
go
prediction. Am I going
Well,
next?
yeah, so that was my prediction as well.
Alright, okay.
PSP2.
So we kind of touched on this a minute ago when we were talking about Bungie and your idea of them maybe siding with Xbox again. I feel like based off of the success of particularly Fortnite, you know, that game that some people play.
I've heard that. I
Yeah,
think.
a couple of people play that one. I feel like again Sony and Fortnite. Sony, no, it's all right. Sony and Microsoft have got to, as much as I've just said, I want them to do crossplay and I want them to be friends. Well, I don't want them, but you know, I think they'll do crossplay and they'll be buddies or whatever. I think they've got to, if they want to win the war of sales, especially Microsoft, because Xbox One suffers in this department massively. They need more exclusives. Like, can you imagine if Fortnite, as I just mentioned, was on PC, Switch, and then only Xbox? Like, can you imagine what that would have done for Xbox sales?
Oh yeah, but
It would have been
the
huge.
risk of that, like if you're cutting out 90 million
Oh yeah, yeah, I know.
PlayStation
It's
4.
just an example, but I feel like basically the point I'm trying to make is that console exclusives need to play a bigger role.
Oh, definitely. Like, do you know what was?
Because PS4's got some great ones, like the Uncharted series,
Yeah.
God of War,
But
Horizon.
the PlayStation 4's first year, it was selling like better than any other console. Didn't have any exclusives. It had a few.
Yeah.
But Uncharted 4 was supposed to be like coming out. We had like Infamous and like Bloodborne, which were like selling okay. But there was the way that PlayStation 4 won the start was having Destiny on their stage. That's how they won it.
You reckon?
Oh, definitely.
That's a hot take in an episode full of
Well,
hot
it's like,
takes.
do you remember back in the Xbox 360, PS3
Oh my God.
days?
Yeah.
How rude.
Tasted like sweet chili pizza. Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, it was good.
that sounds good.
From Morrison's, if you'd
Yeah.
like to send us
Call
some
of
more.
Duty was always like, it was always with Xbox.
What? When?
On Xbox 360 and PS3.
Oh, you mean
It was-
on like stages
yeah,
and stuff?
it was on the Xbox
yeah,
stage,
I
and
think
like the map DLC was first
yeah,
on
I was going to
Xbox.
say they used to get it first. Yeah.
So it just depends on like who gets the right deals, I think.
It does, and Sony are clearly better at that,
Yeah.
and they have more
But then-
third-party support.
Now Xbox are trying to do it. Or actually,
Well,
no,
this is the
Xbox are
thing.
just buying studios. They're buying tons of studios. They just bought, what are they called?
I don't know.
The people who are making Outer Worlds, the old Fallout New Vegas.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Them.
Microsoft
have bought them.
They bought something. They're buying loads of studios.
Okay.
So I reckon they're, because they cancelled like Scalebound. Like there seems to be no Fable 4. So at the moment, all they really have is like Halo and Gears, which are drying up. They're a bit stale.
Halo especially.
So they need like these Uncharted.
They definitely need something. I think Sony are fine if they carry on sort of on the path that they're on, because they've obviously got like they've basically got Sony, you know, and then insert city name here. Like they've got branches everywhere or whatever. But yeah, that was just something I thought that Microsoft especially need to improve on. I would say like because even PC has more exclusive games than Xbox, which is.
But yeah, that's
Is
the
that
thing
weird?
as well.
Maybe not.
All Microsoft's exclusive go to PC as well.
Yeah, eventually
So, like,
they end up on Steam, don't they?
Kind of weird. All right.
Well,
so maybe
Microsoft,
I'll
innit?
talk about Xbox now then.
Talking about this is an Xbox heavy couple of
Yeah.
minutes. See,
Well,
as though
considering
neither of us
we
have one.
know nothing about Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay. Xbox or Nextbox will be the last console
Okay.
from Microsoft. This is a
That's
bit of like
interesting.
a future,
That crossed my mind actually.
because I think it's just going to become like a brand of PC. They're going to have this streaming software that will come out in a few years. Like you can get upgrades like you can with your PC or something. I reckon they'll do. It'll be modular.
What's number 4 on my list? I mean, you can't read it, but it says part upgrades or improved
Yeah.
accessibility.
I don't think that will be the case with PS5.
No. Well,
But it will be with Xbox, I think, because that's why they're doing games on PC. Like they've got all this fan servicey stuff, and I think they're just ready to be like, look, it's just the Xbox. I think that's what it'll just be called, Xbox.
The Xbox.
The Xbox.
And it will
Because
just be a computer.
it'll essentially be a computer,
But with no.
but with like modular parts.
Yeah,
like,
but only
upgradable.
made by Microsoft. So it's not
Yeah.
like you can choose between like Nvidia or. Oh my god, I can't think of any other graphics card maker. But you know, there's no
Yeah.
competition.
So
It's
I
their
don't think
market.
they'll be like ever again like 5 years after that's released. I don't think they'll be like, right, and now it's time for the new Xbox. They'll be like, oh, we've got this new part for the Xbox.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or we've got like a new design, but it's not a new console. I think this is like,
But then you could argue that the motherboard, when they eventually update that, you could call that a console. Because that is basically the heart of it.
yeah, but you don't call like, when a PC has like there's no PC 2.
No.
So I think that's what it's going to be with the Xbox.
Yeah.
But I don't think, because I don't think like
yeah.
Sony are ready to give up on the console thing. I think
No, I
the
think
sort
they're
of
more
Japanese
stuck to it than.
and like obviously it's freaking working for them, seeing as they've won every single generation they've been in.
Yes.
So I think PS5 will be
Rightly
it'll be
so.
the most powerful console ever, and it will precede the PS6. And I think they'll carry on for a
Do
while.
you think there'll just be PlayStations just on and on?
Yeah,
and on?
until something like big changes within the
Yeah.
industry, like
Until
streaming
this-
services. Till like basically like the PlayStation
What-
is a TV.
What?
is a screen. That's
Just
the
a
end
big
I see for
switch.
PlayStation. Yeah. So you take.
What about
There we
this
go.
this one that Project Cars people are making that we talked about last
Oh,
week?
no,
that could be a game
That's just
changer.
going to be like the Ouya and the OnLive and
Yes.
all these other consoles like the Steam
Soldier
machines.
Boy's one.
Fucking Soldier Boy who
Soldier
stole some
Boy,
Game
yeah.
Boys.
Oh.
Who sold fake Game Boys.
What a
He's
geezer.
doing it again.
Of course he
He's
is.
doing it again.
He's the Johnny
After
Craig
he's
of
tried to
hip
be
hop.
jacked by fucking Nintendo, he's doing
Yeah.
it again. Brave soul.
Crafty.
When you
Crafty little bugger.
crank that like him, you're solid.
You are. Solid.
Oh,
That's word of the day.
He is,
But I to go back on topic, I thought basically accessibility and the option to, because like with PlayStation's past, that's not really what I was intending to say, but with PS4 and with PS3, the only thing you could upgrade was your hard drive, and even then, I would say the overwhelming majority of PlayStation owners didn't, well, myself included, didn't have the balls to like take it apart, pull out your old hard drive and put in a brand new one.
the best thing about Xbox 360 was just clip in, clip out.
Yeah, that was a really cool thing, and I feel like that's something that Sony might look into. I do agree, and I think it's quite a good point that because of Microsoft obviously being rooted in computer operating systems, that it would make sense for them to just make a machine that you can perpetually upgrade. But I think, like you say, that's a future prediction. But I think for this next generation of PS5 and Nextbox, as you've christened it, I won't steal
I'm pretty
that
sure
idea.
that's a thing that people have come around
Probably.
with. It just came to my head as I was writing the notes for this episode.
Nextbox.
And now I feel really proud of myself.
Oh,
I bet it's a thing.
It's
It's probably been a thing since the original Xbox, to be honest.
maybe.
This is probably like 15 years old at this point.
We'll go through Games Master copies from 2005 or whatever and see what it says. But yeah, I feel like my tiny little list that I've made is more wants rather than predictions. I just like the option because it's part of a console's lifespan where developers will eke out the performance to the point where you end up with games like Uncharted 3 on the PlayStation 3, which compared to Uncharted 1 looks like it's made for a different console. Like they learn how the development kits
That was
like to
more-
fully get the most out of them.
See, I haven't noticed that so much on the PS4 generation. I think that was mainly PS3 because no one could work
They were
out
difficult, weren't they, I think?
the processor.
Were they
what
not
is it?
infamously difficult to actually
Yeah, exactly.
game on?
every
Code on or
single
whatever.
third-party game was full of bugs, and I think that's
Yeah.
why I haven't seen it so much on the PS4. I feel like the graphics have been good and sort of
I
they've grown a bit, but like
would
if I
disagree
went
because Destiny 1
The only
compared to
time-
Destiny 2,
the only
although
time
Destiny
I
1
thought
was on
that
PS3 as well, so
exactly that's the only time
Yeah.
I saw a difference was when they just were like, right, we didn't stop
mm.
developing for the old ones and we're just concentrating on like the PS4 now.
Now I'm trying to think of PS4 launch games and comparing it to Red Dead Redemption 2 because have you seen the graphics
Yeah.
on that game?
Did you play Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on PS4?
Yes.
How was that?
Not as good as Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
No, and yeah,
Okay.
actually, yeah. Why is this even a discussion?
Right,
yeah,
never
no,
mind.
it's happened
Let's-
again.
Let's move on.
So yeah, again, I feel like it's more of a want than an actual prediction, but I think it would be a sensible move
Mm.
to allow for easier upgrades of hard drive, of like I literally just said it, a graphics card, and I don't know, whatever else you might.
Yeah, I just think
Fucking need.
PlayStation are just too scared of people like going inside the console. They don't seem to like that.
Maybe.
Okay, my next one is another Xbox One.
Okay, fanboy.
I did tell you this one
Stop
the other day.
belching. This is a professional podcast.
I'm full of beer.
I'm full of beer.
At this point, I'm a pint.
Is that not Coke?
No, that's good.
I am a pint.
I
At
am a
this
pint.
point, I have become a pint.
I've just got a
Of-
white frothy head.
Let's become a beer podcast quickly. What was it? What were you drinking?
What was I drinking last night? Actually, I was drinking loads of whiskey last night. At the end
Ooh.
of the night, but throughout the night when I was having free drinks, I had.
Gamma Ray.
No, I think I was having just Brixton Brewery IPA.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't know if I've had that.
no, it's
Very
alright,
nice.
It's alright.
Whiskey. What whiskey?
Just JD.
Neat.
No, Coke.
Oh.
Well, it's just that's all we had because we went to another venue and had an after party kind of thing. Anyway,
Revolting.
I'll get back on topic. I don't want to speak about alcohol because I'm
Because I will be sick everywhere.
yeah, basically on Matt's lovely clean carpet.
It's not. I really need Hoover.
Yeah, and these
chairs just molt everywhere.
Exactly. Anyway,
Your
back on topic
Xbox
for like
prediction
the second time.
for the well, that's not really the second time. It's probably like the 8th time. Oh, that's fun. People like divergences. I do anyway when I listen to podcasts.
Yeah, I do. Well,
yeah.
Let's see if our 23 people agree.
They'll love it. I can already.
I really hope we get more views on this episode. I feel like this is a much better episode so far. We're in a bit of a flow going on. Anyway,
until we fuck it up.
Until we're still not back on topic.
Until we take 5 minutes to talk about your new Xbox predictions. So
there's going to be 2 Xboxes at launch.
What?
One.
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You just said that you think there's going to be like one mother machine from now until eternity, and now you're like, there might be 2.
I didn't think of that.
Make 2.
Oh, my head's a mess.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay.
So, okay, no, go on. This is...
So whatever this machine is going to be...
This is an alternate reality.
No, it's not. It's the same reality. Whatever this one machine's going to be...
There's going to be 3.
No, it's going to be 2.
What?
There's 2 versions of the same machine.
But one's better than the other.
But one doesn't have a disk drive. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
Because they want to push people to this...
Right, okay, so they're both this never-ending machine of infinite upgrades, but one has a disk drive and one doesn't.
Yeah, wait, maybe did I mean PlayStation?
Disk drives is basically what you're talking about, isn't it? You meant PlayStation?
I meant PlayStation.
There's going to be 2 PlayStations, not 2 Xboxes.
Yeah, that's... yeah.
2 Nextbox.
2 PlayStation 5s.
Okay.
One without a disk drive.
PlayStation 5 disk drive. PlayStation 5 sans disk drive. Sans is French, I think. For
it is.
Without.
Without, yeah. Like sans serif, the font, without little flicks. Anyway...
You heard it here first.
This font is serif on the microphone.
Is it?
It is.
Blue.
And then the ones going around the
Blue
outside
microphones.
is sans serif.
Very, very dependable, good microphones.
God,
Blue.
Right. PS5.
I'd love it if they sent us another one. And Morrison sent me more pizzas.
PS5.
We'll have a disk drive. Well, it might. One might, one won't.
One might, one won't.
Might not.
Because... Let's focus again.
I really wanted to just go because of the wonderful things that he does. I don't know why.
We've got to cut all this out.
No, it's fine. We're not even at an hour yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, I'm not cutting any of this. This is gold.
Is it?
Maybe. Silver.
It's blue.
Okay, right. Now you fucked it.
I'm completely lost.
You need to swear. I keep swearing.
Am I not been swearing?
I don't think so.
I'm just a...
Good boy. I just think
the PS5 will have one with a disk drive, one without a disk drive. This is because...
Sans.
This is because software developers would rather have their own store, like a Steam store, where everyone, like the 90 million people who've got PS4s, are...
Oh, that is a hot take.
Well, like, the amount of money Steam is making. And, like, games will get cheaper because of that, which is good for, consumers.
But Steam doesn't just host games made by Valve. Because Valve owns Steam.
That's what I'm saying. PlayStation do on their PlayStation store. They've got all the games. Every single game has to be on the PlayStation Store.
Yes.
That's a move towards a digital future, which console manufacturers would prefer.
Yes.
But the reason why they would have one with a disk drive is because they still need, at this point, the retailers. And retailers want them to keep selling physical games.
Yeah.
So until that point is completely past, like GameSpot or whatever it's called in America is like falling apart still. But they still need somewhere where they can sell their consoles.
What is it called?
It's GameStop or
GameStop.
Spot.
No, it's GameStop.
One's the website, one's the...
Spot is the website, Stop is the store.
I did say it in the news.
You did.
And yeah, I think... Because they'll rather have everyone spending money on their store, because that's where they're getting the money. And for gamers it's good, because it will be cheaper. Like, you can get some ridiculously good deals on the PlayStation Store at the moment.
Especially if you're a PS Plus subscriber.
Yeah, exactly.
Incredible deals.
I'm one of these people who wants physical games. I like having the boxes. But I also am one of those people who likes money. And I like having money in my bank account. So I prefer...
You've never had any before.
Well, I like to have it until I spend it on games
With or
which are
without the
cheap on the
minus.
PlayStation Store. Because they're so ridiculously cheap that I can just put them in my library and play them in
God
like
of
4
War
years'
was
time.
like £6 the other day. And
That's
I
probably
didn't
God of
buy
War
it.
3.
No, it's the new God of
No,
War.
it wouldn't be £6.
Maybe not 6, but it was something...
It was cheap.
It was something
I
stupidly
saw Spider-Man
cheap.
was about £20. And that's like...
Yeah, mental.
They're
Crazy.
It's not going to be good for developers, because like...
It's not going to be
games
developers.
should be going up in price, if anything.
And it's not... Well, they have.
They haven't, really.
Well, the average cost of a new title is about £60 for for a AAA title, and it used to be 40.
Not in the shop.
It bloody well is. When was the last time you were in game?
About 50 quid for a new one.
Absolutely not. 60.
Well, anyway.
If you were
that's
to walk
in go on to your
tomorrow,
prediction, because I need to...
Is that it? There's no, I suppose actually.
We were on that topic for about 10 minutes because
but
we couldn't
barely
get through it.
barely talked about it.
Well, that's your fault.
That's not just my fault.
Carry on.
It was
Everyone
great.
got the idea.
Everyone loved it. My opinion on that is that I feel like it's more convenient. It's obviously better for the planet because it's less,
just plastic boxes,
needless waste, if you like, less plastic
and
boxes,
my
less
massive
discs.
piles.
Your massive piles. Well, hey, it's
Throw back
bad.
to episode 1.
Ep 1, about 2 minutes in because we're children and we can't talk about anything but piles.
Piles are hemorrhoids.
Yes, just in case you were confused by that highly difficult to understand joke. I think the only downside, or one of the only downsides, is that we will lose high street retailers like Game. Obviously, HMV we mentioned earlier is in administration for the second or third time. And there's something nice about just going in Game. But I never buy anything. I'm part of the problem.
What I was going to say. So first of all, to get people buying the discless one, the disc trailer,
the driveless one. Sans Drive.
Sans Drive. Very catchy name.
What have I done?
P Sans 4. P5.
5. P Sans.
P Sans.
P Sans.
Instead of S. Anyway.
P Sans 5.
That one would be a lot cheaper, like 50 quid cheaper. To get
how
to buy
much
it.
is your base console?
Because, well, you don't... I don't know. I'm not predicted that. I mean, it's going to be the same as a PS4, I reckon.
What was PS4? About 450?
300?
No. I paid upwards of 400 for mine.
Something like that.
I got mine.
I got mine 300.
You were quite late, weren't you?
It's about 6 months late.
Yeah, I got mine. The first week it was released.
Yeah,
I got
so
Aaron
quid.
Aaron again.
But I think it was.
I need to send him.
The
last
thing
week.
is, I think it's $400. So that one would be a lot cheaper to get people to buy that one. About 50 quid cheaper or so.
Yeah.
Because they don't. It would also be cheaper to make because of the. No, disc
because it's
drive.
Sans Drive.
Sans Drive.
It doesn't need the.
And then my second point is that.
Yep.
All of games money is the pre-owned market.
Oh, it really is.
That is, and CX and things like that. That is pretty much all pre-owned, which none of the money goes to developers. If you're getting like online digital store, and you're getting like, you feel, I don't know, maybe a bit bad. A new game's just come out, you want to support developers, and it's like cut half price. That money, which say if you're going to spend 30 quid on the pre-owned version of the game, that 30 quid that you've spent on the store is now going to developers' money.
Yeah, not Game.
So I just think, like, unfortunately, I do like going into games. And I love going into CX just to browse what's in there. But none of that's supporting developers. That's just like
true.
And then when you get like 5p for your brand new game when you're trying to trade it in,
yeah, good point. Well made.
Okay.
Just be ashamed to lose high street retailers. But again, I'm part of the problem. I went into HMV this morning actually because I was going to take my first foray into vinyl. I was looking for 2 albums. They didn't have either of them, but they're both quite niche.
What albums?
That one? What do you mean that one? You mean the one in Wood Green?
Oh, you went to Wood Green.
I was at work today, wasn't I?
No, that's what I meant. Your one.
What, Shepherd's Bush? It's pretty big.
Yeah, but it's not got a lot of vinyl. It's all at the back, isn't it?
Well, I was looking for the Black Peaks album, which I guess was a bit of a, shot in the dark. But I thought they'd have the Daughters album. I wanted You Don't Get Weak. Have you seen the album art?
No.
Oh, it's just great.
Anyway, not a music podcast.
For the third time, not a music podcast. Maybe one day we'll have a spin-off. Is it my turn?
Yes.
What have I not done? Oh, VR. I think...
Otherwise known as
VR. Now, before we go into this, actually, you've played VR, correct?
Yes.
I've played quite a bit of VR. My sister has VR. My sister and her boyfriend.
PSVR?
Yeah, they've got PlayStation VR. Cool. They've got this Carnival Games thing, which is really fun for about half an hour. There's this shooting one. They've actually got a couple of shooting ones. One I really didn't like, and one was like this kind of Call of Duty-esque search and destroy. I think it's called Frontline.
Is it the one that's like on Mars or something?
No, it's very much based in reality.
Do you have like the move controllers? And, like...
Yeah. It comes with a solid gun peripheral, which is actually quite nice to hold and use. It's a bit, I don't know what the word would be, but it's a bit uncumbersome. Is that a word? Or is it just cumbersome? Whatever it is, it's uncomfortable to actually.
Oh no, it'd be
get
cumbersome if it's like uncomfortable. Yeah.
Okay. Have I just tried to make up a word?
You have like a double negative.
Like disunderestimated.
Uncumbersome would just be like nothing.
Yeah, it would.
It's, I don't know.
Two wrongs don't make a right, kids. Yeah, it's difficult to get used to because you know how you hold a controller. If I was to give you a controller right now, you know that L2 is aim and R2 is shoot, right?
Yeah.
That's just given. The way that you hold this stick, your left hand is at the front of the gun, so what would be the grip, I guess. Never held an actual gun. And the right hand is on the trigger and like the handle. But the buttons, like X, square, triangle and circle, are on the handle along with the trigger. And then your movement is, like your walking, is on a thumbstick on the grip. And then you look, obviously, by looking.
So that's what you plug your move controllers into, that thing? Or is it just a big move controller?
No, it's just a big move controller that comes with the game. I've played Resident Evil on it, which was quite fun. It's quite scary. And a couple of other things. But personally, I don't care for it.
I don't.
At the moment.
Because everyone said, like, when this was being released, they were like, this is new. This is like, no one's really tried this before. Like, it's the first edition of a technology, which in the future is going to be...
Oh, it'll be amazing.
Massive. But
eventually.
The problem I had with it was, I was using it in quite a small room back in Crystal Palace.
Oh, CP.
There was about 4 wires going into it. Something like that. There was like the big box, a bit messy.
I think there's 2 that go into the headset, and then
a few that go into like the thing. So like I felt a bit weird as I was moving my head around. Like the wires were sort of getting a bit tangled. I could never seem to get it quite in focus, but I think you can't. Really. Because it's always going to be a bit out of focus.
Yes, it is. It's not just me. Good. Thank God for that. Or you can see your nose or whatever.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. It's a bit unimmersive sometimes when you're sort of out of focus, or like. I don't know, sometimes my breath would like steam up the screen.
Oh, that's a bit weird. I never did that.
I was in a freezing cold room because I couldn't pay for the heating. And yeah,
we've got a Patreon. No, we don't.
Oh God, just give us money.
Not yet, like VR.
We're in a shed at the moment. No, we're not really.
We could be. We've got a shed.
We do have a shed. I don't think there's a door on it. I've never actually walked down to the garden, to be honest.
No, I haven't. I don't even think he's put the roof on it yet.
That's a shame.
He being the builder, not like some random person.
The shed man.
The shed man.
Yeah, but
it is slightly unimmersive. I say slightly.
What did I play? I played Riggs.
Is that the mech robot
sort of
fighting
sport thing where you've got to get the
sport.
You're in a big mech. It's kind of shooter. It's like a shooter, but it's like a future sport that they're making up. So you have to go through the goal yourself, and you score a point or something.
That sounds.
But that made me so ill, like
Resident Evil,
because you have to like relearn how to play, because forever it's been like left stick walk, right stick head movement, and like your head is like the back of a puppet. It's like stick in the back of a puppet. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Even if you're like inverse or whatever, the controls are like you know what to do.
Have you ever heard Nathan Dighton from PlayStation Access talk about why he uses inverted looking? Because I don't know about you, but I see the right stick as like your face. Yeah. So when you lift it up, you should look up, right?
Well, you see it as the eyes.
Yeah, sorry, the eyes. Yeah.
But then, like people who invert use it as like a puppet stick on the back of the head. Like
he thinks of it as his neck.
Down. Do you know what's also really weird?
So
I always play
down, and it's like
normal or not inverted. Verted?
I never play inverted.
So I always play normal.
Yeah,
I don't know what the word is.
Never play inverted.
But always in a plane, you instantly switch to. Oh, this is a joystick, and like planes are inverted, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
But there's just a natural movement.
I mean, for me,
like
that's
in GTA,
only
I'm just
GTA.
like...
Yeah, and you don't think about it.
Yeah,
that's a really good point.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about VR. What you've played on VR? So you've played Riggs.
I played. I think it was.
Thank God one of us is paying attention.
Some racing game I played that made me
that's
feel
a
really
weird title.
ill. Yeah. It was Project Cars or Drive Club or
one of the
Gran Turismo, something like that.
I might have been GT Sport.
That made me feel weird, but I do like that. But the problem is like you're sitting still, but you're moving. So it was really confusing. But I did like, because you weren't controlling you were controlling the car, so it sort of made more sense in my head. But it was just going too fast as I was like looking out the window. I was like, ugh.
Motion sickness.
Yeah.
Do
you know what my favourite thing for it was though? Because I'm a very lazy human being. I put on theatre mode. and I lie down on my back in my bed, just like looking up in this theatre, playing my games instead of having to move my head down. So I was very comfortable. I was watching.
I didn't even know
mode.
you could do that.
Yeah, you can like
And
just
that
play.
actually-
You can just make it like a TV or a cinema.
Thanks for that, because that brings me quite nicely onto one of the points why I don't like VR at its current state, and that is because for the most part you're just bringing a TV screen into your eyeballs. You're not in virtual reality. You're still very much aware that you're wearing a headset because you can feel it. And not to, I think Sony's... I've not tried any of the others. Don't know, have you?
No.
Have you tried Oculus?
No.
Sony have done a very good job with their headset in the sense that it is very lightweight, it's very comfortable.
Affordable as well for a VR unit.
Yeah, very affordable. However, you still know it's there.
Yeah.
And like we were saying, it's never fully in focus, or you can see your nose, you can see your feet, whatever. And literally, for the most part, you are literally just bringing a TV screen there. Like, you're bringing it right up to your face. Yes, you can, look over my shoulder, and there's more of the room I'm in. But it's realistically, how much of your time in a game do you spend looking over your shoulder? And I feel like for a developer to be like, oh, guys, we've spent, I don't know, Naughty Dog have spent 20 years making games where you look and run forwards. Now we've got to consider all the stuff that's behind the player. It's like, I don't care what's behind me. And I mean, in time and a place, it's good. Like with Resident Evil, as much as it hurt. My problem with Resident Evil is it had this weird thing where it's like you could look with like your head left and right, but because the movement speed in Resi games is so slow, there were times when I think the developers clearly realised that you couldn't get around corners as efficiently as perhaps you wanted or needed to. So you could flick the right stick, and it would literally flick the screen in your head like an inch to the right or left. And the combination of that and actually turning your head makes you so sick within like 5 minutes.
It's interesting.
It was vile.
We've got to like change how we play and like cause these
you could
AAA games.
reinvent
Because
everything.
like the Skyrim VR, I think, and quite a few of these sort of open world like converted remakes of VR games, instead of actually moving, you can like sort of fast travel, jump around. So kind of like you're on the rails, but you're controlling it.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting idea. Anyway, what's your prediction for
My
this
prediction,
VR?
it's a weird one because I kind of don't want this to be true, unlike the rest of them. But I feel like VR is going to be standard with the next generation of consoles, by which I mean that...
bundled in?
Yeah.
Like you have to buy it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that would be 800 quid then, wouldn't it?
Well, would it? Or would it be about... Or maybe not you have to buy it, but I feel like there will be a base PlayStation 5 and a base Next box, and they'll both have their counterpart VRs.
So you're predicting that Xbox will have a VR headset?
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that.
But it's a weird one for me because in its current state, I don't like it because I don't feel any more immersed in a game with a VR headset on than I would do without it, because ultimately I'm still sat on a chair of some sort and I'm still holding a controller and my legs aren't doing anything and I'm just inputting buttons as I would if I didn't have the headset on. For me, I'm talking a long time in the future, but I want to be on some sort of like gyroscopic platform.
What, so like you're in
Yeah,
like a
so
whole
that I'm
VR
doing
thing?
that to me
I
is
can
virtual reality, not just
Although-
having a thing on your head where it's like, oh, the screen's a bit
think-
closer. Which is massively
I think
underselling it, but still.
Sony knew what it was going to... Like, they sold, I think it's 3 million VR units.
Did they?
Out of, like, 90 million PlayStations. Like, I think they knew that.
Yeah.
They knew that coming in.
That's
It's not
still a
gonna-
lot.
That's quite a lot.
For something in its
But
infancy.
it's probably
that's
not made
bad.
its money back, I don't think. Because, like, that's very expensive to develop. Like,
Yeah,
stuff
probably.
like that. And make as well. But yeah, I think they sort of see... I think they're being smart with VR. They're not doing what I thought they would do, which is like, you know, the Vita comes out and they make all their developers make an Uncharted game, make a Little Big Planet game, or like shoehorn in VR in your game, like have a VR mode. They're not doing that with like Uncharted. They're not just, you know,
They're not chucking it about willy-nilly like they did
Yeah.
with 6-axis.
But then there's things like
Which was
I've
crap.
heard a lot of things about Tetris Effect. This new
Yeah, I've
Tetris
heard
game
about
coming
that.
out, and that's
Because
in
of what
VR.
culture.
And it's like,
Shout out to
okay,
What
that's,
Culture,
that's
guys.
a weird VR use. And then Moss as well.
I've not heard of that.
There's like, I think you play as a little mouse, and like the VR unit is to like sort of, because it's like a 3D kind of platformer, but you sort of like look around the world as if you're like the camera looking over. So it's an interesting use. I want to see how like they, because they're just going to change. Like, it's going to be a new genre of games, like VR games, because like we've always played on a 2D space, looking like on a 2D screen, you know,
going
and then playing
in one
in a
direction.
3D space or something like that.
Yeah.
So this is going to change it. So I'm excited to see what they do with it.
I am and I'm not, because I don't think it's going to live up to what I want it to be, and ultimately I'm not going to be interested until it is actually VR, because that to me, I hate to say it, is not VR. It's just having a screen really close to your face, and some games, you know, well, no, I think all of them, to be fair, but there's stuff behind you and you can look at it if you want, but it's like, okay, but I've just walked through that room, I don't need to look anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so VR, I don't my first instinct was that yes, you're going to have no choice but to buy it, but on reflection, perhaps maybe cost and
I think
interest will.
I think Sony will have seen what problems Xbox had when they like made you have a Kinect.
Oh
The
yeah,
Xbox
Kinect
One.
was
I used to have a Kinect, the Xbox 360 Kinect. I got so excited. I played a demo at like Thorpe Park or something, or Alton Towers, and I was like, yeah, Kinect is the fucking shit. And this was after like we had been like, yeah, this was the fucking shit for that Christmas day in like 2006 or whatever it was that everyone had it.
Everyone was playing Wii Sports.
And then no one played it again because they realised there was no good games. But there, Kinect, there was that thing. We got it for Christmas, and I played some like, it was like the iToy. I remember that, the iToy, that was funny. But Kinect, I remember going down this like slope thing and being like, oh cool, I'm my avatar, and look, I can like dance with my avatar and the arms. Never played it again.
No.
Anyway.
It is literally, it's a Christmas Day toy.
This is sort of two predictions in one.
What was that? Did you hear that? I hope the microphone didn't pick that up.
Bloody
neighbours.
Someone died.
Oh, okay. Called the police.
Oh yeah, by the way, I just want to address something. I love my nan.
You want to dress something?
Address something. I love my nan.
I'm pretty sure you just said dress. Do you want to dress your nan?
I said I want to address something.
Does she not dress well?
Do nans dress well? They all go for like the colour of your curtains.
They really do.
That's your nan, is a curtain.
Great.
Yeah, I just wanted to address
She's behind the curtains.
I don't hate my nan.
Why did you want to say that?
Because I really I listened back to the episode a little bit and I was like, oh, my nan. And then we got like that really real moment. I was like, okay,
Oh yeah, nan's let you down. Oh yeah, that was dark. Let's not relive that.
Yeah.
So have you got a
Man's lets you down. That's what I want to
Man's let you down. Take off your jacket. Man's not hot. That's funny.
That's old.
It's old, but it's funny.
Like, just like I'm playing 2017's like Game of the Year. That's 2017's like Song of the Year.
Song of the Year.
We need to start playing some new games, I think.
This is a retro.
I want to play that Resident Evil demo, the Resident Evil 2 remake. Half an hour demo. An old school demo where you've got a timer and you just go through the game as much as you can.
Really? Yeah. That's cool.
I miss demos. I miss demo discs.
Oh, do you know what I've got actually at my parents' house? Is I've got a stack of about, I want to say, upwards of like 60, maybe about 70, 75 demo discs from
ridiculous.
PlayStation 3 magazine.
Basically, PlayStation 3 magazine. I remember
PlayStation 3.
I was on like PlayStation 2 when I had these ones, and I basically if I saw like the new like Pro Evo game or something was on the demo disc where you played like, you could be like England versus Brazil, and it was like a half-a-minute game, and then you had to go through loads of screens to restart it or turn it off and on or whatever. Yeah. And I just fucking like do that all day. That was my life.
Yeah, demo discs were cool.
Anyway, 2 PlayStation predictions.
Okay, I'm
PS5.
out by the way, so this is you. This is you from.
We can start wrapping up. We can go in a bit long. I want to keep it a bit short this time.
Just we're at an hour 15, so let's go for another 15, 20 minutes, shall we?
So this is 2 parts. PS5 fully backwards compatible. Yeah. So
fully
PS4
backwards
games,
compatible.
PS3 games.
Oh, fully.
PS2 games, PS1 games.
No.
PS3 would be hard.
No.
But
now you're pipe dreaming.
Because you can play all PlayStation games on something else. Like PS Vita, you can play PlayStation 1 games.
What can you play?
You download them.
Oh, right, yeah.
The first PS3, you can play PS2 games on. You can play PS2 games
but that
on
PS3 is well rare.
You can play PS3 games on PS4, but it's on PlayStation Now. So they're all available. You can get PSP games on PS Vita, on PSTV or whatever. I just think it's about time they just fucking like make the ecosystem one thing. Like not like putting the PS1 disc in it. I don't think that would work, because I like what they did with Xbox One's backwards compatibility. You put the disc in to verify that you have it, and then it like downloads the digital version.
Really?
Yeah, something like that. But I
How
think,
pointless
No.
and odd.
because to have like something that can play an old console's hardware is difficult. Like to have that all in one box, like the PS3 processor as we were talking about was weird. Like you can't then put that in the PS4 box or PS5 box or whatever to be able to read that disc. So if you download it from like a digital space or something, or maybe PS Now is going to be better. But anyway.
So what you're saying is essentially you want like a library.
Yeah, this is like...
I mean, that does kind of exist now.
Yeah,
just
but
not...
it doesn't exist in one place. And I think the PS... I don't think... I'm not saying Vita and PSP games will be on it. But there's a few PS2 games on the PS4.
Yeah.
Like...
I see what you mean. So some of them are like on the store, some of them are in Now, some of them are
but
remasters
the PS5
or whatever.
Put them all in like sort of one space. Just like the Xbox backwards compatibility.
Very efficient.
Like not everything at once, because like Xbox, they'll be like, oh, and this month coming to backwards compatible is these blah 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 games. And people will be like, oh yeah, I've got that game, I'll put it in and download the game.
Okay.
The second one...
I feel like that's more of a development task than we're making it out to be.
Yeah, but...
It's quite the undertaking.
Xbox won so many like good brownie points. Oh, I want a brownie. They won so many brownie points for their fans for doing that. And like, I mean, I know PS4 has won this generation by a country mile, but it's just something, it's goodwill.
To all men.
They need the goodwill. They need the goodwill. Yeah, I'll just have my Christmas party because it's Sony. Everyone knows Sony. They fuck up all the time. They make stupid decisions.
They do a bit.
And this year's going to be no different. Or this console's going to be no different.
Oh, okay. This is going to be a damning...
PS5 does not support crossplay.
Oh, okay, so going against what I sort of chucked in earlier, you think it won't... Yeah, I can see arguments for both.
I think they might do it for the limited games, like say a Fortnite's still knocking about, but they're not just... They don't want to open up their hardware. I think they'll see how they're doing. If Xbox like fucking shoots up and like sells ridiculous and PS5 is the one behind, like in the old generation, the PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox 360 was so far in front, and then PS5 or Sony just made good decisions. And I think that's when they'd do it, when they're behind. But when they're in front, I don't think they will, and I think they'll be stupid about it.
Yeah.
Just because they're really protective for some weird reason.
I think it might sound a bit racist, but I think it's almost a cultural thing. Almost.
It could be, yeah. But then Nintendo do it.
Nintendo do what, sorry?
They do crossplay.
Well, the Switch does.
Well, yeah, because they have no online infrastructure with any other console.
I think they've made... Yeah, exactly. They've made the Switch do that because Nintendo... I've gone really, like, snotty all of a sudden. I don't know why. Nintendo have never had a good online, like...
They're still not very good.
Base. No, exactly. So I feel like for them it makes sense to just be like, oh, well, we'll link up with £20 a year to get to play Switch online.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Yeah, but it's not like... Yeah, I don't know. I think Fortnite's free still, though. So some games you don't actually need it. I can't remember which ones. I think Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite you don't on PlayStation. To be fair.
My PlayStation Plus subscription is kind of wasted because I don't use it for online.
I was going to say, why do you still have it?
I'll just get the games. And then you can't play the old games if you cancel your subscription.
No, but that's fair enough.
Yeah, I know.
Are you downloading Steep?
I might do.
I am downloading it. Our internet is shite. There's no beating around the bush. It's terrible. Yeah. So
we'll never be able to play PlayStation Now. And that's why this episode will probably be up in about 3 weeks' time. Yeah. The upload speeds we have.
If you're listening to this,
I'm going to quickly do my last one.
Yep.
Which is release dates.
Okay. Oh, good. I didn't even think of this.
The Xbox.
This is why you're the gamer and I'm the voice.
Sans gamer.
I'm Sans gamer.
You're just Sans.
I'm Sans. I'm... at the moment, sorry.
The next box.
The next box.
Released November this year.
No.
I think.
Nah, we'd know more about it.
No. You think the PS4 reveal, I remember, was in February of 2013?
Why do you know that?
Because I remember watching it. The reveal of what the console looked like was February 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Then they did at E3 where I think they showed off the controller for the first time as well, and like some more games, like the release games. Then it was out November 2013. So it's February.
Jesus.
So I think
Okay.
we might see, because Xbox did the same thing. I think just a few different dates here and there. So I think it's going to be the same this year. They're done with Xbox One. It's like, okay, we haven't won.
They've been done with Xbox One for about 2 years.
But they've done such consumer-based things like this Game Pass program, and you can just play unlimited games for a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's this year. Like, they're ready to
But
move
that's
on.
for Xbox.
That's for Xbox.
Okay, so
And PlayStation, year after that. So 2020.
what? November again?
November 2020.
No, the last time that was what cost them the PS3 versus Xbox 360.
Yeah, but they won that era. However,
They won eventually, but they might not win eventually again.
This is why I think that. Why do they need to do anything?
What, Sony?
Yeah,
They got to keep up.
they don't need to do anything at the moment. Like, 90 million people aren't gonna see the new Xbox. Like, if the Xbox came out
That's
this
a really good
year,
point. I wouldn't buy it.
would you jump ship?
No, I wouldn't at all.
No, and also I know for a fact games developers would just develop
You're
like
such a prick.
Destiny 3. Say if it came out this year, I don't think it will.
No, it won't. It will come out.
It would come out
next year.
It would come out on the next box and the PS4.
Yeah.
Like GTA 6, if it came out this year. I mean, it's not going to. This is just I'm just picking these games off the top of my head.
That'd
It
be
would come
nice.
out on the next box and the PS4. They wouldn't ignore the PS4 because there's 90 million of them.
Yeah.
By that time, 100 million possibly. It's going to be overtaking the Wii and the PS1 pretty soon. Then it's just going to be second behind the PS2. So
PS2 is 117
140.
140? Jesus
Something like that.
Christ.
Because people were still buying it up until like the PS4 came out.
Yeah. They were still developing for it until like last year.
I mean, when you got 140 million, you keep on releasing
Oh,
PES games.
It's a great yeah, it was PES, wasn't it? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was just PES.
I think maybe some weird Japanese titles.
Probably like Persona or something.
Surprised that like
Not that that's weird, but you know.
yeah. So yeah, I reckon there's no need to rush that out. They take
Yeah.
their time. Like like
I
cause
like that.
I think PS4 will still be selling. Like even with the Xbox coming out. I reckon maybe they do a PS4 Pro Slim. Put the
PS4 Pro Slim.
PS4 original, like the base PS4,
Mm-hmm.
down to about 200 quid. PS4
It's
Pro.
already there, isn't it? It's about
I don't know.
180, I think. You can get a PS4 for.
Well, probably not new.
PS4 for? Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Well,
pretty
they'll
sure you can.
big price cut, so people are still buying it.
Shall I do some research or shall I not bother?
Yeah, you can do it.
I'll do it.
And then
while
PS4
you're-
Pro, like another 50 quid off what it costs now, so that people are just sort of getting on that console.
Yeah.
Put it up to about, I reckon, 115 lifetime units. I reckon it'll end on something like that.
Well, the Resident Evil, the Red Dead Redemption 2 limited edition is 200. Oh, no game. That's a bit random. Why you get the Red Dead console but not the game? That's 220.
Okay. Well,
Where's just
something
like a
about
standard?
180.
Let me go on Amazon.
I don't know.
Take a look. Oh, not just AMA. Apparently, I'll never go on Amazon. Yeah, I quite like that. It's a good point because I wouldn't just, like you say, jump ship. Not just because I'm a Sony fanboy, if you like, and I have been pretty much
But
forever.
then also like 90 million people who have got what did we say it was, like 90 or 80 million PS Plus subscribers or whatever it is,
Yeah,
who've been downloading those games, have got that in their library.
yeah.
Like
true.
you don't want to lose that whole ecosystem, and especially as
No.
both consoles I reckon are going to be backwards compatible. So like we're going to go into PS5 with like 100 games in our library already, which we can play up-res and whatnot. Anyway.
That'd be nice.
That's predictions.
Is that your predictions
That's the
over?
predictions
I haven't
for-
got any more
PS5 and next box.
for next gen. I did just want to ask, can you go into your phone notes quickly where you had those points? Because I just want to ask something.
What?
So at the top there, you see it says next gen predictions.
Yeah,
Please tell me that's a typo.
there was. I didn't notice
Thanks,
that.
thank you.
Next gen.
I just clocked it. So I'm going to maybe make this a regular thing where at the end of the episode I think of random questions and just
Okay.
throw them at
Well,
you.
we've got 2 segments.
We've got 2 segments in the
Which
pipeline.
we want to do? I think.
Do you want to do one?
Let's do 2. Let's just introduce them. Let's
I
see how they
thought
go.
you wanted to cut this off about an hour and
yeah,
a
but
half.
they can be, they're 5 minutes each. This isn't a big thing.
You want to do both?
Yeah, let's do
This
both.
is a very Joe heavy episode. The
do
people
both.
are loving it.
Yeah.
You go ahead, mate. Do you want to introduce the
Employee of the
segments? Or do
Employee of the
you want me to introduce them and you just do it? Or do you want to do
Well,
the
no,
whole
because
thing?
I'm doing one. You're doing one.
What? I haven't got anything ready.
I told you to get one ready.
No, you didn't. We're so
I
professional.
did. I sent you a message. I'll show you.
Right,
after.
we're looking this up afterwards. We're
All
going to
right.
say this every
Well,
week.
could
like-
you do a...
I can do a controversial corner.
Yeah?
A controversial corner.
Okay, I'll
Seeing
do a
as
memory
though-
card.
All right, so there's the two names spoiled.
Our first segment, controversial corner.
We're
which
gonna,
we're probably gonna improve on. Controversial chat, maybe some alliteration,
some alliteration,
but it's just we're gonna do like a little controversial opinion that we have about gaming, and then I don't know. I guess you can dislike our video because you disagree completely.
Because that's how YouTube works.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be an opinion. Can it not just be a controversial thing?
Well, I thought it was more of an opinion, like.
Okay.
Go on. You go ahead. It's just
Well,
go ahead with your first one.
You do your memory card. Now I can't ask my random questions that I was going to ask.
Well, we can ask those at the end.
Oh, this is going to be a whopper
This is
again.
ad-lib.
This is ad-lib. This is
Well, no,
ad-lib
they're
at its
gonna be
finest.
5 minutes.
You do the memory card.
Do you want me to do both? If you're
Fuck
not
it.
ready.
Yeah, go
Yeah?
on. Yeah, go on.
All right.
So memory card is the other... Wait, yeah, we've explained controversial corner, haven't we?
Memory card is a really funny name for like a memory associated with gaming. Not
just a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, exactly.
You pass controversial corner, you take a gentle stroll down memory card lane.
Shift into second.
We're just ripping off the Grand Tour for those of you
the
that
Grand
haven't...
Tour game is out. I'm interested in that.
Isn't the Grand Tour back on?
Really
like,
weird.
Very
Yeah,
soon.
and they've got the Grand Tour game where you like follow the episodes. It looks interesting.
Sick.
I like the idea.
It's like Bandersnatch, but Jeremy Clarkson.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, memory card and controversial corner. Those are our segments that we've thought of.
Okay.
And
I've remembered my first
doing
one, and this
now.
may take longer than 5 minutes because my controversial corner. You ready?
Are you going to spunk it now, or are you sure you want to do it this week? You don't want to do it next week?
Let's do one now. Let's just do controversial corner then.
Okay, fine.
Then we'll do two next week.
Save your memory card. Press save on that memory card.
Yeah.
Make sure
Do
you've
you
got enough room.
little icons on PS2, going through them, and they want different little icons for your save things.
PS2 save cards were like
32
measured in
megabytes.
Yeah, isn't that mental? When you look back on it and you had like 4 games. No, way more than 4. That's a massive.
Got, like, standard PS4s, we got
Mine's
500
500
gigabytes.
gig, yeah, and I regularly delete games.
Yeah, I do
regularly.
Well, that's because like you have to install games on disk onto your hard drive. So
but that just helps for load times.
Yeah, I know, but like GTA is like 100 gigabytes, so that's like a fifth of your thing gone.
I'll
And then
tell
the
you
operating
what's
system's like 30 or something.
GTA is, I believe, 60.
All right,
but I'll tell you what's massive is Call of Duty 4. Because I've got Infinite Warfare because I wanted Modern Warfare Remastered. Infinite Warfare is like 50 gig. Modern Warfare Remastered is 89.
Wow,
Which
it must
is
have been
insane.
remastered a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, controversial corner.
No, wait, which
I'm
one?
doing controversial corner.
Okay.
It's controversial and it's in the corner.
Oh, it's in the corner.
90 degrees. That's a corner.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so mine is, I enjoy the Desmond sections in Assassin's Creed.
No! You bastard! You've been
You're
dying
going to dislike
to say
the video
that.
now.
I am going to dislike. I'm not going to upload it. That is an abhorrent.
That's such a good way
opinion.
to start because I know everyone hates that, but I just enjoy this sort of. I want to know why he's in this world.
I don't. Okay, personally,
I want to know.
Give a shit.
And I like having. I've only played 1, 2, and Brotherhood or whatever it was, but I just like knowing why he's doing what he's doing. I like that.
To be fair,
because Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2 wouldn't have any other link otherwise, and I want to know what connects those two stories together.
The whole game, none of the games would have a link if it wasn't. Well, apart from the Ezio trilogy.
So I just want to know what's linking those two together. I like having a bit of break from. I just like sci-fi as well. I like a conspiracy, like a sci-fi dystopian thing. I like a corporation who's, taking on the world.
They're not they're the bad guys.
Exactly. Taking over the
they're
world.
The
taking
modern
over the
day
world,
Templars.
Yeah,
Abstergo are the modern day Templars.
Yeah, isn't it? It's fun.
Or Templars, if I'm being English and not American. Well, Templar.
And that was controversial corner.
Wait, no, I need to tell you why you're wrong.
You don't need to tell me why I'm wrong.
Oh, is that how we're going to do it? We're just going to drop the bomb and...
Let's drop the bomb.
We're going to mic drop.
Mic drop. And everyone's going to be left stunned.
I'm furious. Because,
Well,
fair
we
enough.
haven't got enough
I
time
like-
for you to counteract, because I know
No.
you've got many things to say. Do you want to ask any questions about that?
Well, I was
Not
just
about
gonna
the-
do-
not about
a
the-
controversial
yeah.
corner. That was a violent swerve down controversial corner for me.
I had to start off good. Start as we mean to go on.
Well, my very quick controversial corner is not controversial at all, and that tennis games are shit.
That's mean.
All of them. I was just going to ask you, seeing as though we're talking about predictions, are there any games in particular that you're looking forward to this year? Which is a bit of a silly question because you wait at least a year before you play a game.
Now we're doing this. I kind of want to be somewhat
I'm
on
going to
topic.
try and be more, yeah.
Well, because you're still quite on topic. It's Assassin's Creed Odyssey Game of the Year. There's nothing been released really since then.
No, that's true.
So, I do want to...
Red
Days
Dead.
Gone. No,
Red-
I'm not interested in Red Dead.
No, I'm
It's-
saying Red Dead got released after Odyssey.
Oh yeah, but that's like
and neither of us have played
3
it.
years worth of game.
So's Odyssey.
Yeah, Days Gone looks
Days
good.
Gone looks good, yeah.
And
Do you remember at E3 seeing Ghost of Tsushima?
yeah,
That looks freaking...
it's alright. Well, it doesn't. I don't really like.
It looks
medieval.
beautiful.
Yeah, it does
It's not
look great.
medieval, it's Japanese.
Yeah, but it's still medieval. Like the time, it's like 14th century or
Alright,
something.
anyway,
17th
that
century.
game looks really good.
So Days Gone, that's pretty good. But
Yeah,
I
that
feel like
looks
that's just going to be sort of Far Cry-ish kind of game again.
Has that also not been in development for quite a while?
Yeah, it's,
which is never a good sign.
Who is it? Sony Bend, I think, who last did Uncharted Golden Abyss on Vita.
Oh,
So that was
a stellar
2011,
CV.
I
That's
think.
a resume for
So that's been a while.
anyone else.
Been a while. And I think they did like Gangs of London or something.
Oh, excuse me, Jesus.
Yeah. What else is there? I think Last of Us 2's this year.
Nah, next year.
I think it's this year. I can't wait for that.
It would be nice if it's this year. It would be nice. It would be
'Cause
great if
I
it's
am-
this year.
Really wanting just a game where you just go down the path that they've set for you.
Yeah,
There's
it's
too many
true.
open world games. Too many open
There are a
world
lot of
games.
open world games.
I still love them though. I do love
How
them.
disappointed would you be if The Last of Us 2 was open world?
Oh, it would be amazing though. Because actually, no, it probably will be. Because the last thing they did, it wasn't open world, but it was an open level. Was the Uncharted DLC,
The Chloe story.
Chloe and
we talked about it last
Nadine.
week.
Yeah, I've completely forgotten.
Uncharted Lost
Lost
Treasures?
Legacy.
Lost Legacy.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a massive open
Lost
level.
Treasures.
So maybe they would do something like that. But,
Maybe.
I don't know, we'll see.
I didn't know that was one massive open world thing. That's pretty
It's
cool.
not one. It's just like the majority of the game is.
That's pretty
that
cool
bit.
though.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I haven't really thought of any other questions.
That's all right.
Last week I had 3
Yeah.
that I just made up on the spot.
Well, that's why you've got a A-level in journalism or something.
I know, but I've fucked it today, haven't
Oh
I?
well, we've done. I think a lot of content has gone into this episode, and also a lot of shite.
A hell of a lot of Joe.
Yeah,
This has been a real Joe week. You read the news. You've
Well,
had all the...
I'm on fire.
Predictions?
I got my trophy in the other room. Employee of the year.
Of
if I
the
do
two
say.
of us, though, you are the more up to date. You're the more knowledgeable.
Yeah,
So you will carry me for a lot of this, but that's fine.
that's all right. Well, because you're the presenter. You're the host. You know,
I'm the talent.
you are the.
I'm the one with my name and a star on the door. Oh, I want that now. Now that I've thought
Well,
that,
I mean, you
want
can
that.
because our studio, in quotes, is your bedroom. So
It
you
is.
put your fucking name on your door.
And
all
yet
you
our,
want.
our housemates still managed to... You noticed me a minute ago, I kind of talked a little bit louder because they're fucking laughing in the
Oh,
living
yeah,
room.
I
and
can't hear it.
This will pick that up.
You reckon?
Anyway,
Okay.
do you want to end it there? I'm quite
That's
happy
it.
to... That was great.
Bit shorter this week. I
Bit
like that.
shorter this week. Yeah, last week was a bit of a slog.
Yeah.
But, well, we hope you enjoyed last week. Hope you enjoyed this week as well. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Hit like, I guess that's what people say, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't really care
I'm
either
gonna be
way.
hitting like
I'll hit like as well.
as soon as it comes out.
We'll-
I think we're planning on doing these every Thursday now.
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah, but we're not getting it uploaded tonight.
Oh, I see. We're
So
going to
we're-
record Tuesdays, maybe upload Thursdays.
and we want to get them uploaded on
Yeah.
Thursday. And then, as I said, we're trying for iTunes and stuff. 'Cause
Yeah. Oh, it's a pain in the ass. I'm
Yeah.
going to work on that in a minute. But yeah, thanks, I guess, for now, everyone, for listening. If you've made it this far, again. Next week, we're going to talk about some other stuff.
Yeah,
Because
which
we haven't planned
we
it yet.
haven't planned it yet because
That's the fun of it,
the
though,
week
isn't
just sneaks up on me.
it? It really does.
This felt like a really long week and quite a short week.
Quick
Since
for
I've-
me.
It was,
Very
it was
quick.
weird. So we've only actually had the first episode uploaded for about 4 days now or something like that.
Not
So I think it got up on Friday.
Friday, yeah.
So it's not been that long.
Okay. Well, what are you going to do now?
I'm going to go make the graphics for this episode.
Are
That's
you?
what I'm going to do, yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
It's not
going
going to take very long.
I probably should edit this now. I kind of want to play Odyssey. My PS4's gone back to doing the thing where it spits out the disc.
Oh, is it? Mine sounds like it's literally about to fucking take off to the moon.
A jet.
It is disgusting.
Anyway, let's end it there. Thanks everyone again for listening. And yeah, I guess see you next week. And
bye for now.
bye for now.